The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
This is the Alpha Sessions, and I'm Emma, and I'm here with Sheya Lily. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
It's been ages. We were having this conversation in the car about when you were last here, and I think we said it was 2018.
2018.
What?
A long time ago.
I could ask you about everything that's happened since then, but I imagine there'd be quite a lot.
There is quite a lot.
Okay, so we'll zoom in on highlights.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
And how's your year going so far?
Yeah, it's been going well. Doing lots of music stuff. And there's more to come. So
Woo!
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. Really excited to talk about your latest EP.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called?
It is called Fairy Tale. And it was released December. But it's been really fun to play at gigs and stuff, and I've had a really nice feedback from it. So yeah.
And talk us through the process of how that came about, and why did you decide to release it at that point?
So I had a couple of songs kind of on standby anyway. I have so many voice notes in my phone, like voice memos, and I really wanted some of them to come to life. And I had this song called Fairy Tale, and I thought I could try and build around that sort of mystical, magical world. And so I wanted to try and get some magical little songs in there. And I had this whole theme going, so I thought I'll put those songs together and recorded and released. I had a really nice band as well, so a lot of fun.
You've been working with a full band. Who's in it and who are they?
So I have a drummer that I met when I was at the Brit School, really talented, Benedict. I found my bassist through an Instagram call out. I literally just put on my music account, any bassist want to work on an EP.
Really?
And met Stephen, who's great. Andrew's one of my close friends. He's an incredible classical pianist, but he's did keys on my songs. And then we had James, who is the son of Hannah at the Sound Lounge.
Oh, cool.
And he's an incredible electric guitarist, so I got him in my band as well for the live performance. So.
And you actually did a show at the Sound Lounge, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Very cool. How was it?
So much fun. It was my first gig with a band, and now I've got a taste of it. I just want to have a band all the time.
Do you think the stage dynamic from when you're solo to when you're with a band is really different?
It is, definitely. I think there's a lot more sort of focus on a solo artist, and then when there's a band, I felt a lot more comfortable, I think, and I was able to, some songs I didn't play guitar, so I got to frolic around, and I did a cover of Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, so I just felt like Stevie Nicks, just frolicking around. It was great.
But from a kind of, because I know that if I'm talking I play the guitar, I don't, but if I was used to holding a guitar on stage and then suddenly I put that down and someone else did it, was it a strange situation of, okay, what do I do with my hands now?
Yeah, definitely. In the rehearsals, I kind of just sort of stood there like a robot for a little while. I was like, I need to kind of loosen up a little bit, but I'm so used to having playing a guitar. Yeah. So it definitely took a while to get used to, but I'm glad we had some rehearsals before. So,
what did you do with your hands instead? I'm intrigued.
A lot of movements, really, just sort of feeling the music and just sort of. Definitely in the Fleetwood Mac cover, I was frolicking about. So that was a lot of fun.
I also wanted to chat about your EP that you've been working with Jamie on the beat.
Yes.
For was that, I think that was after Fairy Tale?
It was earlier this year.
Yeah. So you feature on the vocals of that, which sound amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Did you were you involved in that writing process as well, or did he?
Yeah, so we decided to collaborate on one of his songs on a mixtape, which I don't actually think has been released yet. And then he was like, oh, we're really good at working together. We have a really good dynamic of bouncing off ideas. Let's make an EP. So yeah, I wrote all of my vocal parts for that. And it was something different as well. I really wanted to get out there and try something different to my usual style, which is
the sound is so different to the point that I actually had to double check it was you. What made you want to go completely in the other direction?
I just thought it'd be fun to try. I think early on in what I'm doing, I thought it'd be interesting to try different avenues, and I'm still open to trying other genres as well. It was just a lot of fun to do something different.
Do you find that there's a natural way that you tend to gravitate, and when you do try to change the sound, is it a conscious thing, or is it just you going, oh, let's see what happens if I try it like this?
Yeah, I think I kind of went into it with a very country folk mindset, and I very quickly, it was a different kind of writing as well. So usually at home I will write over a long period of time and tweak it, and when we were having our sessions I just went in and like whatever I came out with was what we recorded. So it was a completely different style, but it also meant that it tested my ability to write stuff on the spot, and it was fun to try a different style of writing.
Had you written with him before?
No.
So do you find, like, what's it like working with someone for the first time in that way? Because I guess it kind of makes you a bit vulnerable, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to have somebody else to bounce ideas off of, because usually I do just write by myself. So it was really nice to have like other opinions on what I was coming up with and what he was coming up with as well.
Does it mean that you kind of edit as you go?
Yeah.
In that way?
Yeah.
That's very cool. And what about the artwork? Because it gave me kind of, I want to say Garfield vibes.
Yeah.
Like, what's that about and who did it? Because it's amazing.
So it was Jamie's idea to have like a cartoon on the front,
cool.
and my brother actually drew it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's studying at the Brit School, doing like digital design there. So I was like, I know the perfect person to do a cartoon, and yeah, I just thought it was something completely different. Again, like my covers usually are like a photo, so it was fun to get my brother involved.
Let's talk about I Miss Her.
Mm-hmm.
You played that for us live, which sounds amazing, but also you can tell that the lyrics are quite like pertinent.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to tell us what that's about?
Yeah, it's about my struggles with anxiety. I've suffered with anxiety for most my teenage life and my whole adult life, and it's something that I kind of get bouts of. And in a particular bout, this was during COVID, I was in therapy and my therapist was saying that journaling is a really good way to express how you're feeling, and I thought journaling for me is songwriting. So I thought, why don't I write a song about this? And and at the time I was missing an old version of myself that wasn't so anxious, and it's become probably the most special song to me. And I love performing it because I sometimes have people say that they connected in some kind of way, or that it resonated with them, and to make people feel less alone with that is it. You know, I'm glad that I've made people feel less alone, and yeah, it's kind of become a mental health song for me. I wake up and my throat is kind of sore. I wonder if it's something I should call the doctors for. Or what about the sharp pain in my head? I googled all the symptoms, turns out I'm already dead. And I wonder if I've just gone insane, or anxiety has consumed my brain. 'Cause I miss her, I miss the girl that never had to worry about a thing. And I miss her, I miss the girl that could have a conversation and not regret speaking. Oh, I envy all the people with the healthiest brains. I wish that I could have that someday. Walking through the park towards my work, I have to look around so I can spot attackers first. And when a drunken stranger approaches me, I forage in my bag and clasp my fingers round my keys. And I wonder if I've just gone insane, or anxiety has consumed my brain. 'Cause I miss her, I miss the girl with the healthiest brains. I wish that I could have that someday. Someday, someday. But I will be her. I'll be the girl that never has to worry about a thing. And I will be her. I'll be the girl that can have a conversation and be proud of everything. And with a little help, I'll have the healthiest brain. I know that I can be her again.
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
Going back to the band,
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any other shows with them planned? Is there anything on the horizons? Or
I haven't got any gigs booked in yet, but I'm hoping to soon. And I will be recording with them again because I'm going to release a single towards the end of this year. I'm booked in for recording. So,
does it mean now that when you tour in a more solo way, does it feel strange?
it does, yeah. But I like being able to do both and do some gigs by myself and some with a band. Yeah.
And when you're not doing, I was going to say when you're not doing music stuff, but it is music stuff too. You were saying that you've got a little side project going on with a recording studio.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I work at a little coffee shop called Metronome in Morden, and it's attached to a recording studio. The recording studio was there first, and then they kind of took over the coffee shop as well.
Such a good name as well.
Metronome,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool. And I've been doing some marketing there for, getting some live events in and making it more of a music space as well. So that's been a lot of fun.
Does it give you a little bit of a cheeky space to perform in as well?
Yeah, I did my EP launch there, so it's very useful.
So would you bring the full band?
I don't know if they would fit. It's a very small venue. It's 20 people capacity. So
It's bigger than this.
yeah,
space.
it is bigger, but I don't know if I'd be able to fit drums in there. That would be my main concern.
I think if we can fit drums in here, then you can definitely fit drums in there.
Yeah, that's a task. It's a challenge. I'm up for it.
So good. I remember we spoke about this last time you came, actually. But you're kind of famous a little bit in my head for doing amazing TikTok covers. Although I don't think it was TikTok at the time. I think it was more
Just
Instagram last
Instagram.
time. But I wanted to know, like, from your side, what makes you want to cover a song and stick it on TikTok? As in a particular song.
A lot of it I hear at work, actually. I'll be on a shift and I'm like, oh, this is a pretty song. I'm just
Yeah.
going to write this down. And then I'll go home and look it up and just do a cover of it. So, and it's just stuff I hear out and about as well. And also recommendations from people. My friends are always like, can you cover this? And then I'll go do it.
But then what is it, I'm really intrigued by this, psychologically, about, like, how much you keep the style the same and how much you make it your own? Is that a conscious thing, or do you just kind of roll with it?
I kind of just do it in my format
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
I do like to try and change up the song a little bit. And especially if it's like a big song with a full band, I like to try and strip it back in my own way.
So it's more like an interpretation, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the Sheya Lily version.
I also wanted to ask about Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably sounds cryptic to everyone that's listening. But, like, for context, Sheya was playing the session and I just heard her talking about Sandra, and I went into the studio and I was like, no, there's no extra person. Can you explain who Sandra is, please?
Sandra is my guitar, and I got her, I think, during my GCSEs, and she was unnamed, and I have to name all of my guitars. Every instrument has a name.
How many do you have?
I have 5 guitars.
Amazing.
Yeah. And this one didn't have a name, and she was like my main guitar, and I was sat in music GCSE, and I remember I turned to the guy next to me and said, do you want to name my guitar? And he said Cassandra. I've shortened it to Sandra since, but yeah, once she's named, she's named. It's got to stay that way.
Do you know anyone else called Sandra?
I don't know any people called Sandra.
So there can't be a confusion.
No,
Okay.
she's the only Sandra in my life.
And what is it, you said you've got 5 guitars, what is it that influences you to take a certain guitar out?
I think this one, Sandra, is electroacoustic, so, and I have more of an acoustic style, but I'm still able to plug in and have like good sound, so that's why I always go towards Sandra, but I have electric guitars and a bass as well. Yeah.
So you also played Movie for us.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about what that's about?
It's a little love song that I wrote a few years ago, and it's kind of about this sort of like fantasy world of being in a movie and characters in a movie, or a relationship within a movie, and that there's no villains, there's no obstacles, it's just like this perfect world, and that's why I wanted to put it in the fairy tale EP, because it is kind of that mystical kind of vibe. And yeah, I've been playing it for a while, and I kept having people being like, you need to record that. So I got it recorded, and I wanted it to sound as magical as it possibly could and have strings and all sorts in it, so I'm really proud of that one.
You know what people say when you watch a movie, all your troubles fade away. 2 hours of my time can throw me to another place. With you right by my side, I can forget the fears I face. You make everything okay. And if life was like a movie, you'd know every single line. You'd show me how it works and what is real and CGI. There's nothing to be feared, and there's no villains in disguise, and we would live the perfect kind of life. 2 dreamers of the night. Sat under the sky, cozy in our blankets with the screen before our eyes. And as we drive away, City of Stars plays in my mind. It was the perfect kind of night. And if life was like a movie, you'd know every single line. You'd show me how it works and what is real in CGI. There's nothing to be feared, and there's no villains in disguise, and we would live the perfect kind of life. 2 dreamers of If life was like a movie, you'd know every single line. You'd show me how it works and what is real and CGI. There's nothing to be feared. There's no villains in disguise, and we would live the perfect kind of life. Two dreamers of the night.
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
Do you, I mean, you spoke about Fleetwood Mac a little bit, but do you have
Yeah.
any dream collaborations? Like, if you could play a venue with someone, it could be anyone, who would it be?
It would have to be Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Would you say that she was like quite a big inspiration?
Yeah, I think I went to go and see her at Hyde Park earlier this year, and she's still so incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say another inspiration of mine would be Eva Cassidy. I think in like an alternate universe, I would perform with her. I think she was incredible. But yeah, Stevie Nicks at the moment has been a big influence on me as well.
Do you find that that changes as your style changes?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I only really got into Fleetwood Mac maybe last year, and I kind of got into that whole sort of vibe. And yeah, I guess I think I'm pretty set in my style now and what I like doing for my acoustic stuff, but I'm always open to trying other things.
Bit of a quirky one, but you're doing your gig with Eve Cassidy and Stevie Nicks. What will be on that Dream Rider?
Oh,
We had someone ask for a micro goat once.
micro goat.
Yes.
Wow, that's
So
very specific.
you could go like either way with this.
Okay. I was
Anything
going to go
goes.
really boring and say just like endless coffee, because
yeah.
I love coffee.
Yeah. A bucket of coffee.
Bucket of coffee, yeah.
Cool.
To keep me going.
Let's talk about social media a little bit. I think coming from an age now where you kind of have to be posting about your life, and it's not just about the music when you're an artist. Is that something that comes quite naturally to you? Do you feel like you have to force yourself to write all the intricate details?
No, I think it is something that comes quite naturally to me. I'm always on social media, and I feel like TikTok it's become such a good place for musicians to be, and not just to post covers but their own stuff as well, and getting on the right algorithm and things like that. And there's definitely an art to like using the hashtags and trying to cover the right songs. Like when Sabrina Carpenter released her album a few months ago now, I was within that same week I was like, I need to do a cover of one of her songs because it's like relevant. So I definitely think that TikTok is definitely like the new age of getting your music out there, and it's something that I enjoy. I like posting on there.
I find this amazing because I'm still one of those that finds TikTok quite scary. I asked you this off air, but what instrument do you think we could do without?
I would say it'd have to be a ukulele. It's just a tiny guitar.
One that's maybe like shrunk in the wash.
Yeah. And a bit higher pitched.
So what have you got coming up?
So I'm going to be recording a new single towards the end of this year called Hopeless Romantic, and I'm going to have my band in for that, so that's really exciting, and hope to maybe make a music video with it as well and release it in the new
You've
year.
actually played that for us as well.
I did.
Are you able to tell us what it's about?
Yeah, it's just kind of about like navigating dating in your 20s in this generation, and how difficult that is if you are a hopeless romantic. And I feel like there's a lot of songs about love and heartbreak, but not that kind of in between. And it's something that a lot of my friends experience as well, and like the struggles of it. So it's always something that I wanted to write about. I started writing it a year ago, and then it was one of those ones that got lost in my voice notes. And then I rediscovered it earlier this year, and it was still something that I resonated with. And I wrote a bridge to kind of tie it all together, and it became Hopeless Romantic. It's quite sad, but...
Are you a hopeless romantic?
Yeah.
So is there anywhere that we can catch you live next, or?
I haven't got anything booked in so far, but I will.
Let us know.
Definitely, yes. But in the meantime, I'm on socials and everything.
Yes, how can we find you?
I'm Sheya Lily Music on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, and Sheya Lily on Twitter, and I'm on Spotify and stuff. I've got stuff released. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And yeah, I hope we get to do it again soon. In less
Yeah.
time, not, I'm trying to figure out 5 years.
Yeah. Wow.
That's mad.
Isn't it strange that you wanna take me to bed at night? It's always the same. I think you're pretty, but I can't make you mine. 'Cause I had this love once, and she's on my mind. So let's get in the sheets, but can't commit this time. Sucks in this world. Being a hopeless romantic is fine. If you wanna live in misery all the time. Being a hopeless romantic is sweet, but you're not enough for everyone that you meet. I think it's time to stop laying my heart on the line. Isn't it strange that you made me feel like one day I'll be yours? I'm wasting my time believing the words that you tell me on fools. 'Cause you had this love once, and she's on your mind. So you'll get in the sheets, but can't commit this time. Sucks in this world. Being a hopeless romantic is fine. If you wanna live in misery all the time. Being a hopeless romantic is sweet, but you're not enough for everyone that you meet. I think it's time. You know what they say, if you stop looking, love comes your way. Well, I'm sick and tired of playing this game, but I'll be fine just staying in my lane. Hopeless romantic is fine. If you wanna live in misery all the time. Being a hopeless romantic is sweet, but you're not enough for everyone that you meet. I think it's time. I think it's time. I think it's time to stop laying my heart on the line.